I wake up every morning about 6 o'clock and I ask myself, what am I going to do a video about today? I've been doing a video starting on November the 11th. It'll be 2 years, and I've made at least one video every day since then. And I enjoy it. I enjoy sharing my knowledge, my experience, and it really helps me to become a better investor because I have to think about something to talk about. So what I was thinking about today, should I talk about the China bubble that's going to explode here soon? Or should I talk about the opportunities in the metaverse and the other players that are going to come in, such as Pinterest and YouTube and Discord, and of course we know about Facebook? Or should I talk about the biotech awareness that is all of a sudden coming to the surface, that the world is recognizing we're all going to be genome sequenced so that we know of any mutations that we have in our body and so that we can get the therapy to cure the disease that was going to kill us? But no. And then should I talk about the supply chain? Yeah, I think I should. I think that's what I wanted to talk about. And I wanted to talk about one company in particular, and that's Desktop Metals, ticker DT. I think the world is waking up that we have to do this. We have to bring manufacturing back to the United States. I keep hearing people on Squawk Box and other channels, Bloomberg's, talking about our consumer economy. Well, don't they know that we didn't become the economic world power until we became the manufacturer of everything for everybody in the world? As a result of World War II, Europe was devastated. All their factories were blown up. Up until then, England had been the dominant economic power. But wait, because of World War II, manufacturing came to the United States, and we became the economic world power. Heck, it's written in this book, The Accidental Superpower. It was an accident we became the superpower. It's a result of World War II. We became the manufacturing hub of the world, but we gave it away. We gave it to China. We gave it to India. We gave it to Vietnam. We gave it to some European countries. But now, as a result of the coronavirus, we woke up and said, okay, we understand the labor was cheaper over there, but our national security is now in jeopardy because we don't make anything. We don't make semiconductors. We don't make respirators. We don't make the masks that we all needed. Yeah, I carry one around in my pocket all the time now. I think it's a thing that's going to be a permanent part of my life. Well, I am 77 years old. So I wanted to talk about Desktop Metals. Some things have happened in the last 3 days that has caused the stock to jump almost 30% in 3 days. And I think it's important you understand where it's going from there and where then the whole 3D printing industry is going to go. So that's what I want to talk about today. We'll get to the China bubble some other time and where you need to park yourself, because I want, relative to the metaverse, because really what I've come to realize from my readings about the metaverse is I could be a provider in the metaverse through my YouTube channel and through my Discord. I could change the world and build a business just like a shopping center down the road, except it's Carrie's place. I'll talk to you about that on another day. But that's huge. It's crazy huge. Let's talk, though, about Desktop Metals, but let's get out of the way that I'm not your financial advisor.
Best of Us Investors presents Carrie Griegmeyer.
Okay, I did an interview with the CEO of Desktop Metals on June the 18th. His name, if I pronounce it right, is Rick Fulop. And the video said my $12 stock that's going to $120. Well, it hasn't gone in that direction up until now. I have 3,070 shares of it. With a cost basis of about $12.11, and I'm currently down 27.5% on it. But recently, and I want you to see this, look at this article I picked up on Business Wire, which says that Desktop Metals is tripling its manufacturing capacity for their top-of-the-line printer. They make the fastest injection printer in the world, and it's geared towards the automotive industry, the aerospace industry, the mass production industry. What they want to replace is people who forge and mold products for the auto industry and aerospace and many things of that nature. So they have the fastest injection molding printer, I believe that's what it's called, in the world. Okay? So as a result of that article, that was part of why it went up about 24% in the last several days. Then the next day, Seeking Alpha did an article, and take a look at it here, and it's projecting a 41% upside potential right now, and it's halfway there. It's saying today's fair value is $15 a share, and it's currently about $8 a share. So it's saying that's what fair value is now, and I suspect it will hit that $15 within the next several weeks. Okay, so then I want to show you why I'm so high on it and why I believe it's going to escalate substantially. And let me show you the chart that I created on Trading Views that I think will give you a good representation of where it's been and where I think it's going and what I think. If you want to follow the path I'm following, you should get involved in it. So first of all, you can see that it had a high on February the 8th of about $35 a share, and it's dropped 75% from February the 8th through October the 29th of 2021. Then you can see in the last several days, from November 1st through today, November the 3rd, it's come up 25%. And I believe that is in direct relationship to the Business Wire article and potentially maybe even the Seeking Alpha article. There's an awakening that this is the way we're going to correct our supply chain problems. Now, so I did some research to find out, could you 3D print a semiconductor? And the answer is you can 3D print parts of it, but there's other parts of it that are too intricate that probably can't be 3D printed with today's current technology. I'm not saying that in the future it couldn't, because I suspect it will be. With the addition of artificial intelligence and machine learning, we can probably 3D print just about anything in the future. So that's kind of where I'm at and why I think it's going up right now. So as I say, back in February the 8th of this year, there were people who believed it was worth $35 a share. Where do I think it's going from there? I believe that by 2030, this stock will be somewhere between $78 a share and $120. And as I say, is that a far reach when you can say on February the 8th of this year, there were people who believed it was worth 35. I think by 2030, it will get to my 10x that I predicted back in my interview with Rick Follop. So that's where I think this is going. I have other stocks in this category. I have X1. X1 is in fact a company that has been purchased by Desktop Metals, and that will close in the fourth quarter of this year. Probably, I think it's supposed to be sometime around the 1st of December. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to be absorbed and how that will immediately affect the price of Desktop Metals, but in fact it is going to be absorbed. The other one I own is 3D Systems. That's DDD. And 3D Systems is not so much into the mass production business, but more geared towards the medical world. They make dentures. In fact, my dental office has a denture machine that grinds in there. They make crowns with that machine as well. And then the DDD system, 3D Systems, also can make new knees, new shoulders, because again, each one of those are not mass produced. If my knee has to be replaced and your knee has to be replaced, the knee replacement is different. So this is very specific printing. But again, these are things that I believe 3D printing is going to bring manufacturing back to the United States. Is this important? It's very important. It is important to our national security. We have fallen into a pit, and we're trying to climb out. Joe is trying to get $1.65 trillion to get us started on that. Is that all we need to spend? No. The Republicans are against it. They don't believe that we need to invest in our future. They believe that all we have to do is set the companies free, and technology and ingenuity and entrepreneurship will take care of it. Just let the business world go. Well, that worked for many, many years. But we have some catching up to do right now. Remember, we gave up the manufacturing of our world. Our running shoes are not made here. Our socks, we had in Birmingham, the largest sock manufacturer in the world was not in Birmingham, but in Alabama, in Goshen, Alabama. Fort Payne, the largest manufacturer of socks in the world was that community. It's shut down. It's gone. It's moved to China. It's moved to a port city on the East Coast. I can look it up and I can find it. They make the socks of the world. We don't. We gave it up. We used to make all the running shoes in the world. We don't. It's now made in the same city. All the running shoes are made in the same city in China that make all the socks in the world. What's what they have done? They have, with state support, they have decided this city will make whatever, books, children's books, dolls. This city will make running shoes and socks. This city will make semiconductors. That's happened to go into Taiwan, and that's a whole nother video as to what's going to happen there. Do they want that back? Of course they do. Are they flying jet sorties over China or over Taiwan to say, we're coming? Yes, they are. Does the United States have a military presence in Taiwan? Yes, they do. That's all part of what I was going to do, the China bubble. I thought it was interesting in the Wall Street Journal just yesterday. They showed this this graph, and I thought this I got to do a video on this. You'll see this. This is in Tuesday, November the 2nd's front page. Right there it says pandemic deaths pass 5 million. And then it shows which countries have had the most deaths. U.S. is top with about 747,000. Brazil is behind it. India has about 459,000. And it goes all the way down here to Colombia. Nowhere in that chart is China. Nowhere. These are the top 10 countries who have had deaths from the coronavirus. So I looked it up. And China, we've had 747,000 or million. Is that right? No, 747,000. China's had 4,849 deaths. Now, they have the population of 4 times the United States, but they've only had about 4,500 deaths. Do you believe that? If you don't believe that, why are you holding any stocks that are China-based? If you don't believe that, do you believe the other information that China puts out on their economy? Do you know for the first year in I don't know how long, their gross net domestic product has not grown? It's not grown. Are you aware of the real estate bubble that's about to burst over there? Why do you own any stocks from China? Do you believe the information you get on NEO is accurate? Heck, it's not even, the stock you buy is out of Grand Cayman because China says they aren't allowed to sell stock to Americans and foreigners. Do you believe that China has only had 4,849 deaths from the coronavirus since it left Wuhan, China, and spread across the world? If you believe that, we got a Brooklyn Bridge we'd like to sell you. Okay. That's my take on 3D printing. I would suggest very strongly that you look into desktop metals, you look into 3D systems, and there's another one I'm looking at, but we'll talk about that over at the Discord. In fact, we're going to talk about this in detail this Friday when I hold my meeting of the tribe at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The opportunities and the awakening of the world to 3D printing and biotech, which is specific about genome sequencing. The genome sequencing stocks are going up today as well. Talk to you again tomorrow.